Time Mule is produced on analog tape. Each episode costs $30,000 to produce.
Hey, do you guys want to play a game?
Yeah.
Do you want to play the superhero game?
Yes.
Yeah.
This one's going to be a little different.
Then no. I don't like change.
Okay, then nice show, everybody. Good night. No, tell me, what do you guys know about Archie?
I used to read Archie as a lad.
You know his general vibe. It's just, very wholesome.
Yeah. I used to read Archie, Casper, Richie Rich. Those are my very young comic book days.
Is Archie dating both Betty and Veronica?
I don't think he can make a choice.
Oh, I thought he was like knowingly two-timing them. That's very strange to me.
Well, he's known as like a very wholesome figure. Been around for like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
His crossovers are wild. And I am going to present 3 crossovers, 2 of them real, 1 of them fake.
Mm-hmm.
There's another rub here where you don't really have a lot of lifelines because, usually I can give a description or a year or a company. They're all generally the same. So I will give you a year and I will describe what Jughead was wearing in this story arc. That's all I can really give you.
Oh, always the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to call this game this month Lies with Archie.
I love it.
All right, let's start with number 1. Mars attacks Archie. When Martians launch a global invasion of the planet Earth, they descend on the quiet little town of Riverdale, where Archie and the gang are imprisoned and experimented on, but eventually find themselves becoming a group of unlikely freedom fighters.
I have a general Archie question before we go any further.
Oh, man. All right.
Was Archie released through DC?
Archie was always released through Archie Comics.
Oh, it's just its own thing. Okay.
It's its own empire.
Okay.
You're both familiar with Mars Attacks?
Oh, yes. Very
Yes.
much.
It was trading cards in the 1960s, and then eventually they made a movie. By the way, those cards are disgusting.
Oh, they're really bad.
I've never seen them.
It looks like they're drawn by like the like if the really disturbed kid in your 5th grade class who always drew pictures of volcanoes and like his parents falling into it could draw really well. Because they kind of have like that level of sophistication, like his face just melting off.
Yeah, you look at the banned cards and you'll see like if you have the stomach for it.
I only know the movie, so this is all going to be an exciting rabbit hole in my very near future.
All right, number 2. Archie meets the Punisher. Frank Castle, a.k.a. the Punisher, is on the hunt for a runaway New York mobster who is hiding out in the quiet little town of Riverdale, who unfortunately has a striking resemblance to Archie, which prompts the Punisher to try to kill him in a hilarious case of mistaken identity.
I want that one to be true.
So the killer that he's mistaken as Archie for, so the killer looks like a total wad.
It has a striking resemblance to Archie.
Cool.
I read a little bit of The Punisher.
Oh, really?
As a teenager.
You're one of those kids.
I saw the Dolph Lundgren one.
I didn't really connect with The Punisher that much, but I liked the outfit. But he just seemed like a really just kind of angry. Like I can see him really making sense now.
Oh, man.
That's why people co-opted the Punisher.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why. And make it for something the Punisher would never do anyway. Supporting the boys in blue. I don't think he would. I don't know a lot about him, but I don't think he's donating to the Police Athletic League.
Probably not. He's actually they've gotten rid of the Punisher symbol because of that in the comic books.
Wow.
Because it's like such bad. Good people do not have the Punisher symbol on the back of their car.
No.
It's always terrible people. All right. Number 3. Archie versus the Predator. Archie and the gang head to Costa Rica for spring break, but instead of rest and relaxation, they find themselves the primary target of an intergalactic game hunter known as the Predator. But just when they thought they have seen the last of him, the Predator follows them back to the quiet little town of Riverdale. Man. We're familiar with the Predator franchise?
I was just thinking about it. on my hike the other day. But yeah. No, is that the one with Apollo Creed in it? Yeah?
Yes, it has Carl Weathers. It has lots of great people. Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura,
Oh, that's right.
Shane Black was one of the Shane Black. He actually wrote The Predator, directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, The Nice Guys. I think he wrote Lethal Weapon movies. I really love Shane Black, but he was actually a writer on The Predator. But he was also an actor in The Predator. He was the guy. I don't know if you remember it, but he was the guy who told all the jokes.
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen it, but I was walking. I was thinking, like, as I was walking and hiking, I was thinking, like, oh, the Predator was here. But I was thinking, this is not seeing it, but this is totally a line they would have given Carl Weathers. What the hell is that thing?
We need to watch The Predator. We're picking it for Time Mule. You heard it here first.
They gave him that line. What the hell is that thing?
Yeah, I've never seen anything to do with The Predator, but it's something that I just feel like I know a little bit about because it's just been everywhere for so long.
Yeah, it's been everywhere forever.
So you're telling me the guy who wrote Nice Guys, which is such a good movie, started back then, Predator?
Yeah, he was a writer. He wrote The Predator, and he was in The Predator.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he started way back when. So what are your thoughts? What do you think? Try to weed out which one of these is fake.
Well, I don't know.
I have a gut feeling about this one.
I don't know. Like, I'm confused because I know, and this might be a new thing, because I know Mars Attacks, property of Topps. Archie, just apparently of Archie Comics. Now, do they combine? I don't know. Then you have Punisher. Marvel, I'm guessing? No? Whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yes.
He's in yeah, and then they cross over with that too. But somewhere, I think I did see the... I think it might be a false memory, but somewhere I do think I've seen Archie along with the Punisher. I don't know why. But the Predator, listen, that Archie thing, that thing confuses me. I wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't put it past him with the Predator.
Can I use a lifeline?
Yes, you may use a lifeline.
And the lifeline is, I can ask a year on one of these, right? Is
yes.
That right? I want to know the year of the Mars Attacks.
That story arc was published in 2012.
Oh, wow.
I would like to use a lifeline as well.
Yes, you may.
The one with the Predator. What year would that have been in?
Oh, that was 2015.
Wow. Okay.
Listen, again, Archie has gone off the rails in recent years.
Because that one seems like it would have been like, it just reeks of kind of the Rambo era of things.
Listen, I will tell you that, like, putting this together, it was really hard to find something that Archie didn't cross over with. And to the point where I actually wrote out a few things, and I won't tell you because I want to use it in the future, but I wrote out a few things and then Googled it after the fact and found out that it actually happened. I wasted a lot of time on this.
So now are we picking the false one, or are we going to take the...
You're picking the false one. Which one is fake? You don't want to know what Jughead was wearing in any of these?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I'm going to guess. Could I guess the Predator one?
Yes.
He had like he still had the confusing crown he always wears with the buttons on it. But there was also probably like a bandana or something had to do with it as well.
He was actually wearing a sleeveless purple shirt with an S on it.
What was he wearing in the Punisher?
Oh, in that one, he was wearing a gray button beanie crown and a long-sleeved purple shirt with an S on
it. I want to say the answer to this would probably be found in Gabe's poker abilities.
Oh, I can turn off my camera very easily.
No, but what I was gonna say was he's answered a question about each thing, and I haven't felt a bluff.
I think I got one. I'm gonna go with I think I know what might be the fake one.
Okay,
let's hear it.
Because for whatever reason, the whole thing of Mars Attacks is people just getting killed. So I don't think Archie survived in this one. I have to go with Mars Attacks as the false one.
Jason,
when you gave the year, Gabe,
yes,
that put me a little bit on the scent of Mars Attacks because I feel like it just seems like that would have had to have happened further back. when the interest level was probably a little higher. But I'm just gonna go with my gut. My gut was Punisher.
All right.
There's something tonally about that doesn't work, but that still could be true, and I could still be wrong.
All right. Well, let's start with the one you didn't pick. Archie versus the Predator was an actual storyline that happened in 2015. And I will tell you that in the pages of that comic book, people are getting their heads ripped out of their body in the art style of Archie. The Predator's holding their heads with their spines still attached. It's nuts. All right. Let's go on to number 2. Not the fake one. I'll reveal that one last. Archie Meets the Punisher
Son of a bitch.
was published in 1994. That one is less violent. It is a strange crossover, but they showed restraint,
I can't even imagine who was reading that in 1994.
which means, Mike, you're right. Mars Attacks did not happen, although it's a great idea, and I will write it if anybody's listening.
It would be, but they're going to get killed in the end.
But by the way, well, they die in the Predator, apparently. But I will say, Mars Attacks has recently hit a resurgence in the 2010s. IDW has bought the comic rights, and they have been making crossovers since then. Actually, Mars Attacks, just like Archie, has so many crossovers that I tried to find. I was wondering if there was a Mars Attacks Archie to begin with. There was so many Mars Attacks crossovers. Go ahead and open that email that I sent you.
Oh my goodness. So folks, Gabe has sent us an email that includes the artwork, the front covers for both of these real life issues. So Punisher Meets Archie. I'll just describe this. It says Marvel Comics, and there's a Punisher logo, but it's adorably in Archie artwork, right? The skull.
Yeah,
he's little eyebrows.
Also, look at the Predator's claws. Does that look familiar?
Yeah, it's just blood. Yeah. Oh my God! Look, it's
Jughead's crown,
cotton crown,
covered in blood.
He murdered Jughead.
Yeah, Punisher does supposed to have. It makes him look like he's supposed to have kind of like the cute Archie World face, but he kind of ends up looking like Popeye.
Oh my gosh! Do you own any of these crossovers, Gabe?
I don't, but I want to own the Predator one.
Yeah, that looks like a good time.
And that concludes our superhero game.
I loved it. They got to cross over this Batman and the Superman. I don't know if they've ever done that before, but that would be dynamite. I'd see that all the time.
No, that's impossible. We'll say, guys, that was a real hoot. But before you go, do you just have a minute? I just want to run something by you. It's kind of businessy, but I figure we're all here. I mean, do you have a minute?
Hey, for you, buddy, I have all the time in the world.
Well, thank you for that. Guys, we've been talking about diversifying the Time Mule portfolio for a while now, and I think I have a proposal that's going to knock your socks off.
Do tell.
Well, it's fair to say we're all music heads, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, of course.
With that being said, I've been thinking that we should champion musical artists we admire and form our own record label.
Oh, I've been sitting on the perfect name. Time Mule Records.
You guys, this is exactly the kind of thing we should be doing.
Couldn't agree more. So I've taken the liberty to approach a few acts, and of course, as co-shareholders, you both possess veto power on any of these potential signings, but I'm confident you'll be all in.
This is one hell of a surprise, and I really commend your initiative.
I'm impressed too, but in the words of Joe Perry, maybe we should let the music do the talking. Do you have anything to play for us?
I do indeed. First up, I discovered this act playing in a small club in the greater Boston area. The lead singer happens to be cousins with Jonathan Richman.
Oh, does he sound anything like the Modern Lovers?
Well, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. And here's something I recorded from a Garrison Richman and the Promise Buddies session. You know, Promise Buddies, I've got something I want to ask you.
What's that, Garrison?
How we gonna get Mr. Trump back in office?
I don't know, Garrison. How would we?
Storm, storm, storm the Capitol. Storm, storm, storm the Capitol. Storm, storm, storm the Capitol. Storm it this way. Well, storm, storm, oogie boogie. Storm, storm, oogie boogie all day. Storm, storm, storm the Capitol. Storm it this way. Wow.
I hate to be a negative Nelly, but I'm not feeling that. Like, at all.
Are you saying veto? Because you have to use the word veto in your language.
I'm saying veto.
Drop dead. I mean, no. You're totally entitled to your opinion. Hey, Mike, let's get some majority rule on this, pal.
Yeah, gosh. I'm gonna have to side with Gabe here. That really, really sucked, man. I mean, musically, 3 thumbs up. Ideologically, sheesh.
Wow. Well, this is surprising and will make for a rather embarrassing call to Garrison and the guys later this evening. But it's fine. We are a democracy.
Yeah, unlike how Garrison views our society.
I hope you understand, Jason. I think Garrison might hurt the Time Mule brand.
And get us canceled. Again.
That's true. It's been a long road back.
And I'm sure we'll love whatever else you found.
Yeah. You absolutely will. My next artiste has also some famous familial ties. He is a member of the Hanson family.
Oh, the 90s kids band. Do they have another sibling?
Not exactly. What I'm seeing here is part of a reissue campaign that we can orchestrate. I'm hoping to sign their late uncle through his estate. And you can totally tell Hanson, the band, got everything from this cat.
Promising. Middle of Nowhere has got to be a top 5 album for me.
Oh, yeah, and they still got it. I feel their 2022 release, Red, Green, Blue, both harkens back to that classic Hanson sound, while also looking toward the future.
I'm so psyched you guys are both fans because the whole sound that we attribute to Isaac, Taylor, and Zach is based on stuff their uncle was doing way back in the late 60s. But I should mention he's kind of a controversial character.
I mean, a little controversy might create some buzz, right? What are we looking at here?
It doesn't matter. His talent overrides his criminal record. Does the name Charles Hanson ring a bell?
You mean Charles Manson?
Oh, no, God, no. That guy was a real jerk.
Okay. I was going to say, phew.
But unfortunately, Charles Hanson is in like a similar category of like crimes. He was the architect behind the gruesome Hanson family murders. Why don't we just roll the tape?
I mean, I hear the brilliance, but it's got to be a veto for me.
I think it's disrespectful to the Slain to release this stuff. VETTO.
That's technically not a veto.
You know what he meant. The Slain?
Oh, fuck. Guys, I only have one more act. Jesus
Well, you're just
Christ.
going to have to reach down deep and pitch the hell out of us.
And see that you do, Jason.
Imagine, if you will, a lanky Englishman sauntering up to a microphone as a modern disco beat pulses.
Oh, I'm liking this already.
It only gets better, friend. Wearing large black-rimmed glasses, platform shoes, and a corduroy suit.
We're going to have Pulp reunite and make an album for Time Mule Records? Are you kidding me?
Well, not exactly. It's more of a tribute act kind of thing.
Okay, less exciting, but I'm still open to it.
Okay. So, on both sides of the aforementioned open corduroy jacket, a vest containing enough pockets to house every conceivable key of harmonica known to man.
Oh, fuck, no. I know where this is going. Please stop.
A sharp, A minor, B minor, C minor, C sharp.
Veto.
Hold on. C sharp minor. D. Well, you get the picture. The lanky Englishman then reaches into one of his many pockets.
Tell him to put it back.
He can't. Ladies and gentlemen,
No.
Mr. Jarvis Popper.
You're very bad.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Now Showing. This is a segment where one of us picks a movie that we have not seen. And today we have Swiss Army Man. Came out in 2016, directed by Dan Kwan and Daniel Scheinert, also known as Daniels. I believe, Jason, Mike, you have seen this movie before?
I've seen it a while ago. I've seen it a few years ago, yeah. I enjoyed it then. And I like it now.
That is correct. And this was new for you, Gabe, right?
This is my pick, and it's new for me. I've been meaning to see this since 2016. I'm using the podcast as an excuse to finally actually watch it. And the reason there's some renewed interest in it is because the directing duo Daniels did the movie Everything Ever All at Once, which that's one of my new favorite movies. And I just wanted to go back and see what else they did. So initial thoughts, when I saw the trailer, it was, such a unique idea and like something that I really had to see. It's definitely an original idea. For anybody who doesn't know, it's basically this guy who's lost at sea, supposedly. We'll talk more about that later. Finds a dead body washed up on the beach, and then he finds out that the dead body can actually do many things, sort of like a Swiss Army knife, but it's in the form of a man.
Oh, now I get it.
Now you get it.
I gotta go back and watch this for a third time now.
I think I watched the wrong movie.
You watched Tootsie. I kept telling you that.
So now, what I wanted to ask you guys, there was a lot of doodle jokes, toot jokes in there. What did you guys think of the toot jokes? Did you think it was too much? Because I was thinking about those, as I normally do.
It's typically not where I live comedy-wise, but I think that in this case, I think it's holds it all together, right?
Well, I think you'd have to because it was like so depressing. Like there was nothing. Like I think the movie opens with him trying to hang himself with the thing you already know it's not going to work. because it's the beginning of the movie and it stars Paul Dano. So you know he's not going to hang himself.
You don't pay Paul Daniel the big bucks and have him hang himself in the first 5 minutes.
Are there movies that, sorry to cut in, but I was just wondering, are there movies where there's a huge star in it and they just die right out
I
of the
have
gate?
one that comes to mind. Have you either of you seen the movie Smoking Aces?
No.
It's, well, spoilers, but they get Ben Affleck and you think he's going to be in it throughout the whole thing, and he just like gets shot up all out of nowhere in the middle of the street.
Oh, I like that.
And he's just like, oh, okay, well, I guess he's not in this movie anymore.
Yeah, the first thing I remember them doing that, as I was watching it, as it was on the air, was Lost, because I always remember like, I can't believe they just killed off a main character. It was rare that you see that. And I wasn't paying attention to the gossip columns and stuff because you could see like, well, we're going to get rid of that lady. But, yeah. But I remember just being shocked like, oh, he's dead? That's it?
So going back to the movie, you're asking like what I thought about the fart jokes?
Yeah.
So, I mean, with a movie like this, it's sometimes I like a movie like this that has like kind of some lowbrow humor mixed in with some like pretty heavy subject matters. It kind of breaks the tension and shows that it's not that pretentious. Not to say that this movie is like super pretentious, but it has some themes. It's really just like a movie. It's kind of an essay on what it is to be human. That's kind of what this movie's about. And honestly, I think, I mean, farts seems like kind of like a running theme throughout this movie.
I mean, you had to have it. Yeah.
It goes hand in hand, kind of, because there's even one point. Well, at the beginning of the movie, you find out that Daniel Radcliffe's character is extraordinary because he turns into basically a boat that's powered by farts, and Paul Dano rides him across the sea. There's even a part in the middle where Daniel Radcliffe's having a crisis about it, how he truly knows Paul Dano, and if he keeps hiding when he farts. It's like, you won't share your farts with me? Like, how do I know I can trust you? It's a weird thing to have a recurring theme of that, but it somehow it works.
I would like to add to the Time Mule list. This would be a first list. I'm always interested in things in movies like names of products. They can't just throw any product in there. But in this movie, they had Cheese Puffs brand Cheese Puffs, which will definitely be the first entry on the board of fake movie products.
I'm getting my pen out, putting it down into the ledger. Cheese.
I'm going to chisel it into stone.
Cheese Puffs brand Cheese Puffs.
Brand.
It was just called Cheese Puffs. Love it. The
Dash.
if you're a fan of if you were a fan of the TV show Community, they made a big deal because this is not just from Community. There was a brand of chips called get your damn hands off. I forget the name of the chips, but it's like a generic brand, but it's like in a lot of shows, just like a brand of chips. And I know the show Community made a big deal of it, and I can't remember what the name of it was because they had a commercial for the chips off after. It was like, get your damn hands off my blank chips. Oh man, I wish I knew what that was. But if you got an eye for it, you'll never be lonely.
Folks, if you know the chip brand,
I got it. Let's.
Is
Is it Let's? Yeah, get your damn hands off my Let's. Is that a real name of a chip?
I don't think so.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Is it a play on Utz?
It looks like it's supposed to be like a Ruffles or something.
Rescued. I thought I was rescued, but you're just a dead dude. I'm gonna die. There's gotta be a better way to get out.
One thing I wanted to bring up here, I was just looking on IMDb, and I was looking at Paul Dano's filmography, and I saw that in 2014 he played a young Brian Wilson alongside John Cusack is playing Brian Wilson roughly in his 40s. But in the film he sings a bit and does some really nice Brian Wilson-esque vocals. And in Swiss Army Man, the soundtrack is largely, I don't know how you would describe it.
I
like,
guess
kind of like
it's
chants,
acapella.
like acapella, like chanty things that have something to do with what's going on the screen. Sometimes it's a device that can make you laugh a little bit, and other times it's really depressing or eerie. But I think it's a cool choice instead of, pumping in.
Like licensed songs.
Yeah, it's a cool device.
Somebody wants to be.
We're gonna re-edit the movie with stuff like that. I actually think that was a kind of a cool decision, because I think what they're trying to do is Paul Dano's character, he's kind of this loner who kind of thought that he was gonna live the life. He was going to go to parties, but he never actually went to parties. He thought, I think because he was such a loner, I think it's like kind of this way of storytelling to say that like he wanted to be a musician, and he would always hum these songs that he was going to record someday, and that kind of comes out as the soundtrack of him humming to himself all these amazing songs that he's going to put out into the world someday that just never came to fruition.
That's a cool way to look at it, and then it makes sense too, because he's so in his head in this movie that
exactly
the music that he's going to hear is going to be his thoughts coming through.
Because it's kind of like humming. It's humming in his head, and you're very much in Paul Dano's character's head throughout the whole time. Like, it's just the whole story's told through his perspective, because you don't know if this body is actually doing these things or not. Right. All you can do is take it on faith that Paul Dano is either going crazy, this is only happening to him. You don't really know. I think that's kind of cool.
I have a little aside I want to go down, if you guys are willing to, with me. Mike, for a second there, sung a Smash Mouth song. And so over the weekend, I went to this restaurant. I was sitting outside, and they had this playlist going that was in some ways like the worst of the 90s. You know what I mean?
And that's saying something.
There were some good songs. I'm not going to play it too cool, or songs that I liked, but the Smash Mouth song "Walking on the Sun" started playing, right? And the intro comes in, and I thought for a second, this band would be so different if there was just a different person singing. If you're the singer of Smash Mouth and you're listening to this, you might want to just fast forward just like 30 seconds because it's gonna be really harsh. But the music. And you can go out and try to listen to this stuff. You could take this challenge. The music is really cool, and it's arranged really well. Like, it could be like "Walking on the Sun." If you remove that guy's voice, it could be like a Stereolab song.
If you had a French lady singing it, but
yes.
Just kind of like far away from the mic. No, just get up in there. No, I'll sing from back here. No, just get up on that mic. No.
Yeah, that song "Walking on the Sun," it's actually pretty good. Like, if you just listen to the music, and good for you, Jason, because I think they just fired the lead singer of Smash Mouth for. I think he did a Zeke Heil at a concert once. And
oh no! So wait, I'm gonna look up the singer for Stereolab. I'm just gonna give her a call. Just put these together.
Guess what? It's an opening at Smash Mouth.
It's Smash Mouth Inc. There's a. I was just on Monster.com. Saw a job listing. No,
was
but
that
I'm just saying.
candy?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go on with the Smash Mouth before we lose that.
Well, I'm just gonna say, folks, if you want to take the Time Mule Smash Mouth challenge, put on some Smash Mouth, and just try to tune the guy's voice out, and just tell me it's not cool, because I think it's cool.
No, better yet, find the instrumentals, then sing over it with your own voice, and we're gonna just send them.
If anyone
Send them
wants
to
to
our
do
email
that,
address.
if anyone wants to do that, we will
But
definitely
don't
air
sing,
the results.
don't sing it like the Smash Mouth guy.
No,
we have to give
you
it different
can't-
styles.
You can't.
I'll do it.
I'd find
It's
that
because we were
difficult.
programmed to do it. We can have different versions of it. I swear. I believe in you.
Is it timemule@gmail.com? That's our.
Oh yeah, I got it. I
Okay.
got that. For the ground
Okay.
floor.
I don't think anybody's gonna do it, but
I,
I hold out hope for it.
they might. They might.
We got a lot of crazy fans. Am I right?
I know who listens. I know Duff McKagan listens to the show. I know. Well, Ronnie James Dio used to listen to the show.
He used to,
He's not with us anymore.
He's not.
but then
no
he had
longer with us.
he had that accident.
God bless him.
God bless that man.
Who's the bass player for Metallica? He listens to the show. I know that.
The
They're
guy
not
who wears the
singers.
football. The guy who wears the football jerseys
I don't know.
or
The guy who's in
basketball
it now.
jerseys.
He was.
You're asking the wrong person.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. But
Yeah, we
I know,
need
but
more-
they're not singers.
That's the problem with this show. We don't have enough lead singers tuning in. we just have side men and women.
They're like none.
A lot of bass players, a lot of drummers tune into this.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine, but I'm not getting any Smash Mouth stuff from them. When was the first time you guys were aware of Paul Dano? I will have to say it was Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, I think that was the first time a lot of us have seen him. I can't even think of a movie before that now. Like, I think that was just his big breakout.
Yeah, same with me. I can't. I'm sure we probably saw him in something when he was a little tyke, but we wouldn't have known who he was then.
Yeah.
Like a Jeff Foxworthy
Was he-
sitcom or something.
Was he a child actor?
Well, I was just on his IMDb. I'm gonna return.
Was it The Spy Next Door? Everybody was in that.
Wow, this guy's got quite a few credits to his name here.
You guys want to hear a gross story about Brett Butler? Remember that female comedian? Like, she's from the
I remember
South,
Brett.
and her big gimmick was it's a black thing. You wouldn't understand. I'd understand. You wouldn't understand. It's a Southern woman thing. I don't know if you remember that was like her kind of like you might be a redneck thing. Well,
I don't
my
really
God.
remember her material that much.
I just remember
if
the
you guys ever want,
sitcom.
I got a real gross story about her.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear
Okay.
it.
Well, talking about child actor, because she was, I don't know, some substance abuse things, but that little kid who saw dead people, I think it was him. He was the child in that show. And apparently
That's
they were
right.
about to enter, and she unbuttons her blouse and goes, "You want to fail?"
Oh my God.
Yeah, right?
Jeez, that's
They're having a
awful.
romance.
Did Haley Joel Osment say that?
I think so. I don't know. I
directly from
saw
him?
like a E thing about 25 years ago.
Oh, E! True Hollywood Story.
Yeah.
So, guys, a couple early Paul Dano
Oh.
credits include the 1996 TV movie Sensei Rainbow and the Dojo Kids, and his character's name was Paul. And then a cameo on the 1998 episode of the sitcom Smart Guy. He played a character
Smart
named
Guy, I remember that.
Nicholas, and he was credited as Paul Franklin Dano.
Oh, nerd.
And then it takes a little bit for me to have seen it. Like, he was in The Sopranos.
Oh shit.
He's in 2 episodes. I'm guessing one of AJ's friends. You
Yeah.
know? Like, come on, man, just take the car.
I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna get this back on track for just
Sorry.
a moment.
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to talk about the ending a little bit. We find out that, throughout the movie, you kind of get the sense that Paul Dano has kind of ran away from everything because he kind of maybe lost his girlfriend and, something had to do with his dad. And you kind of, throughout the course of the movie, you kind of figure out that, and like really brilliant visual storytelling of like the guys looking at this girl's Instagram and you see like red car, she has like a red car and all this stuff. And you find out that he actually never knew her at all. It was just somebody that he saw on the bus that he got fixated on. And that he had problems with his father, but, it was nothing too bad. But basically, by the end of the movie, he's like, this is where it kind of gets a little problematic because you're on this journey with this guy. I don't know if you're rooting for him, but you kind of get a sense of kinship because, like he's pretty much running away. He wants to stay in the woods, and I can understand that a little bit.
Yeah.
But you find out that he was actually never really that far from civilization. And he was actually kind of in the backyard of this woman's house.
It kind of feels like when you're a kid and you run away and you just kind of hide out in the garage for like half an hour. Like, this is boring. I'm just going to get back in. No one knows you were gone. That's what I kind of felt like that a little bit.
I remember one time when I was a real little kid, I got pissed off and said I was running away. And I thought this is how you had to do it, but I got a stick out of the yard and I found a bandana. I made like a little hobo stick and threw a couple things in it, like maybe like some G.I. Joes and like some crackers. And then I just set off down the street, and I was probably gone for 25 minutes. Just was like, well, there's nothing to do. I'm just like walking on the road, came back home, and yeah, nobody batted an eye. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing with a stick in the house? That was the extent of it.
So yeah, back to the movie. Throughout all this, you don't know whether Daniel Radcliffe's character is actually doing these things or not, and by the end, you just think that Paul Dano has just been carrying around a dead body throughout the whole movie. But that to talk about the end, if you don't want to know about it, basically, it's
been out for 6 years. I don't
yeah,
know.
It's the last big fart joke of the movie because Daniel Radcliffe's character kind of, was it Manny? It was Manny, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Manny like shows that he has actually been doing this stuff this entire time by farting away to sea, and everybody, his dad, the woman that he was fixated on, and like the local police and everybody sees this, and they got it on camera, and and then you find out like, oh, this is all real, and then it's just like credits.
It was kind of funny.
It's like one of those like movies where it's just a big feel good ending and everybody's in slow motion smiling and
well,
cheering.
There's gonna be problems. He still has to fess up to some stuff after the credits. Like it's not, everything's not great. But yeah, so I liked it.
Me too.
It was definitely a lot of stuff in between. It's most like I said, again, it's like kind of an essay. It's kind of talking about life. It's the meaning of it, because essentially he's just teaching the Manny character, the dead body, like what it is to be a person or alive, and what's normal, what's not normal, and why do we think some things are weird when they should be accepted.
And he's explaining everything to him at such a basic level because Manny has no understanding of how anything works. So he's giving him like just things that you wouldn't think someone would even consider, but it's like starting from scratch. So I think that was the way they explain these big concepts in life, are pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I remember associating with it, and I was in my 30s, I felt like it's a very, well, maybe some people hit it at different points, but I remember thinking like, well, this is not what I thought my adult life would be. Like him, I thought I'd be going to parties. I thought I'd have friends. I thought I'd have this and that. Because you're basing it off of your idea of what an adult life should be.
Mm-hmm.
But, by the time, my generation hit 30s, it wasn't like people from the 1950s in their 30s, or even people in the 80s in their 30s. It was a completely different world. And, but no, I still bought into that. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And, I was like, didn't know a lot of people, but I didn't go to that far, but I remember feeling that type of isolation where, you get a lot out of just basically explaining life to yourself. And that album, actually, around that time, is when I discovered that Kinks album, Village Green, which is what that album's all about. It's about, look, you could just break down your life and live very simply and happily. You don't have to think too much. You don't have to put too much work into it. What you make, you make. What you don't, you don't. So I thought it was like a plea to, things are getting too rough, just play it simple. Just live a regular day. Try and get through a day, minute by minute.
All right, so Jason, would you recommend this movie?
I would, yeah. I think that just as far as the experiment of it and how far they can take an idea, I think it's worth checking out. You might watch it and you might not love it, but I think at the end, regardless, you'll kind of applaud the people that made the movie and the performances just for going there and like really committing to an idea into a gag, essentially.
Mike, what do you think?
I liked it a lot. I don't know if there were any big ideas in here other than exploring like being isolated, but that was a good movie. It was as depressing as we made it sound. I think it was actually a fun watch. I got a lot out of it. And I have to say, like, I'm happy that Daniel Radcliffe, cause it seemed like a calculated thing. After Harry Potter, he's like, look, I want to keep acting. I'm not going to go for these main roles. I'm going to go for really weird roles. And he keeps getting them, God damn it. God bless. Hey, good for him, because so few people do that.
He's going to be Weird Al, and I'm looking forward to that movie.
Oh, is that really happening? I've been hearing that for a long time.
That's really happening.
This is how he keeps going.
Gabriel, do you want to take us home here?
Yeah, I just want to give my final thoughts. I think it's a good movie. It's not great because it's not really anything that's like spectacular really happens. It says a lot about loneliness. It says a lot about being the human condition, really. And I do recommend it. There are some fun parts. Again, there's farting is throughout the whole thing, so don't worry about that. It's not too pretentious, but I think it has a lot to say, and if you're prepared for that, it's a very good movie. It's very well done.
The camera pushes in, cue the music. Da 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 da.
What? I don't know Jurassic Park.
If you don't know Jurassic Park, you don't know shit. What's my name?
Laura Dern?
Manny!
Everywhere Friday.
Time Mule. All right, fellas. Here we are in this same familiar place. The same question crosses over my mind. What did we learn today?
Are you guys familiar with the concept of the drunken master?
No.
The Jackie Chan movie?
Is it like time-honored saying, better aid to the king than the foolish ruler? From Shakespeare.
Bill Shakespeare. No, this is something that I believe I understand this correctly. It is something that refers to a warrior who appears to be playing the fool.
Ah, yes.
But actually possesses the true the master of the ability.
Kind of like that clown who killed all those people.
Oh my god.
Some people have attributed this particular character to Jar Jar Binks. There are conspiracy theories online to this. I, this week, have learned that Gabe is the drunken master.
Uh-oh.
Earlier this month, Mike sent us a text message giving us an option of 3 actors.
Yeah.
Who would you like to be of these 3 actors? There's Tom Selleck, there's Ted Danson, and there's Steve Guttenberg. I immediately jumped at the prospect of playing Ted Danson. Mike, I think I could do a good Tom Selleck. Gabe, you know what? Why don't I let you guys have some fun? I'll take Steve Guttenberg.
I'll take Gutenberg.
Knowing full well that Steve Guttenberg is the prized role.
But in that movie?
Just in general.
In that movie or Boyfriend School?
How about the one where he lived with the village people?
What's that?
No, I don't know. It's a movie with Steve Guttenberg is trying to help out the village people to become famous.
Folks, we're going to have an episode coming up soon where we're going to be doing a live commentary track to whatever the hell that movie is.
Well, I've only seen it was on TV a couple times, but I remember just one scene. They had to live at the YMCA because they didn't have a lot of money, but it breaks out into a really low budget song and dance number where all these dudes are in the pool and stuff. It belonged to the song YMCA.
I'm going to call this now. So, do you remember towards the end of Trump's presidency when he started dancing to YMCA?
I try to forget it.
At his rallies?
Yeah.
I'm calling this when they make the film about him, when Oliver Stone makes the Trump movie.
Oh my god.
Do you think there'll be a moment where Trump will be out there wiggling to YMCA, but then underneath the Village People track, there'll be this low single note cello, menacing.
It'll turn into a minor cover of the YMCA, all minor keys. It's you know how movie trailers these days, it's all just a cover, but it's in minor. It'll just be that. That's what the trailer's going to be. It's going to be YMCA.
Oh my god, you nailed it.
Well, I learned that it's really hard to find an Archie crossover that doesn't exist. I know I mentioned this in the previous segment, but I feel like it needs to be said that Archie has been in a lot of things.
Well, give us one more, because there are the known crossovers with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, everyone knows. That's a thing. What are some others that no one would have even guessed?
Oh man, I almost don't want to tell you because I want to be future games, but I think it would be too hard to do it again.
Please.
No, I'm gonna spill the beans. I was gonna do Archie meets Sonic the Hedgehog. I googled that. It exists.
Well, naturally.
Which isn't that surprising.
Yeah.
I was going to Google Archie meets Hellboy. Turns out there's a 1-page story where Archie adjacent where Hellboy meets Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And I was going to do, this was stupid and I should have guessed this already, but a Riverdale, the CW show Riverdale meets the Archie gang, which of course it exists. Why wouldn't it exist?
Yeah.
Oh, so they meet it will turn into some gross key party, wouldn't it? And they used to pick their, because that's where that whole Archie scene's headed, just to some gross middle-aged. Remember when we are kings and queens of the world? We should just do it. Because we all know that's where it's going. Look, I'm the one brave enough to say it. What did I learn this week?
It's okay to say nothing.
No, because
it makes you look really cool when you're I didn't learn nothing.
No, because I just love learning.
Mike. So
and
rude.
Well, it was wild because I was having one of those blah days, and I'm just what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna drive out to farm country. I'm going to one of those places where they have fresh ice cream. I tell you, I got a sundae. I don't like this. I got the crushed peanuts on top, the whipped cream. They didn't have the they didn't have the red cherry they put on top. It was the green one, which was kind of weird. But nearby, there was a cavern. And I don't know if we know what caverns are, but it's not just a cave. It's like a connected system of caves that go underground. And it's always 53 degrees underground. I learned that on the Best Show. But when I was there, I learned something. This is what I learned that I didn't know. Like stalactites, stalagmites, stalactites, I don't know what these things are. This guy, and I go, the tour guide, we're going through, we're in a canal underneath.
Oh, you went with a tour guide. I thought you just went to a cavern by yourself.
No, there was like an elevator that went down. It was a really good setup they had there. I regret not getting involved in a business like that. But I said, what's this? The thing, the stalactites, the magmites, the big bites. He goes, Mike. I had a name tag on. He goes, Mike, stalactites hold tight to the ceiling. That's the spike that comes down. Stalagmites might grow up someday. And I said, Elliot, that's his name. Elliot, son of a bitch, you taught me something new. So that's what I learned this week.
Fantastic. That was, you took us on a journey, and
well, life is a journey
it.
through the mind.
All right, you lost me. All right, everybody, good night.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's Jarvis Popper.
No. Something Mike in the Mikerhood. Mike gonna call.
Mike Busters.
Mike Mikers.
Mike, it makes me feel good. I ain't afraid no Mike.
You're not afraid of yourself? What?
We all recording? I hope we recorded that.
Some of it.
There's going to be so many lawsuits on this episode for all the music we're
I'd love
dropping
it.
in.
Bring it on. It'll generate buzz.